This is the AI Bullet, and in this video we're going to put it up there on the top. If you missed the last video, go and watch that and you'll see how all this came to be with a lovely cupboard, etc. Yes, I've upgraded the gate controller. Part of that video I did mention I was going to upgrade the camera to this AI Bullet, which is what we're doing today, because on the top there is a G3 Bullet, which is, it's due for retirement. It's had a rough life. It's lived out here, it has wasps in it, it had ants in it, it had, well, other things. But it still works, just. So I think it's about time we're going to put this on, because I'm pretty keen on getting some of the AI stuff from this camera, like number plate reader, for example. But I also want better IR range. The infrared on that is not amazing, to the fact that we can't really see the gate at night. It just sort of is in the background. So this should be an improvement, hopefully. So that's the plan. We're going to take it out of the box. I'm going to put it on top of the pole, and then we're going to have a look at all the features. So here's the box. I've actually had this for quite a while, because it was destined for the gate and the gate kept getting delayed. So finally we're here. So that's the box. I'm just going to take this plastic off. And this is one of Unifi's AI range of cameras. It's actually one of the first ones they brought out, the AI Pro and the AI Bullet. I think on the AI Dome. Ooh. This should be familiar if you ever open a Unifi camera. It's a very nice presentation. Probably goes that way. So this is a Bullet camera. It's quite chunky. It reminds me a lot of the AI Pro, a lot. So it makes sense that they're sort of similar in spec, not quite, but we'll get to that a bit later. Here's the actual camera. Has, of course, the sensor there. It has an infrared light. It has a light sensor. There's where you plug in your RJ45. There's the special tool for tightening these. I'll show you that a bit later. And here is the actual mount for, oh, there we go. So this is the grommet, the rubber grommet. Let me just show you. These are nice because they're shaped properly, so they don't actually fall out. This is an improvement on the AI cameras. So that is where your cable goes through, so no nasties like spiders and ants and wasps. They don't get in there. So that goes in there, cable goes through, come out there, go in there, and then this, we're going to put that on the pole. And that's really it. There's not much else to it. I want to mention that some people have mentioned in the comments that they have had problems with these aluminium casting plates, that they snap. I've never had that happen. And I've installed quite a few now, more than 10 cameras, and they've been out for years. So yeah, I'm not sure what you're doing to over tighten them or whatever. I've never had a problem with them. All right, that's all there is in the box. Oh no, I lied, sorry. There's of course some literature, and down here there's a few screws and stuff. Oh, hang on, I'm glad I saw that. There's an extra rubber grommet. I did not know that. That's good, I'm gonna keep hold of that. Fantastic, we do need spares of these. I don't think you can buy them. Fantastic. All right, well, let's get the old camera off, the G3 Bullet, and put this one on. Hi, I'm up a ladder again. We're going to take this off. So this is the G3 Bullet. It's done remarkably well, I gotta say, but it is time to retire it, because it's just not performing as well as newer cameras are. As you can tell from the last video, we have now put actual outdoor rated Cat 6 cable on here. It's in conduit, it's got the right loops, everything is right. Correct? Otherwise, let me know if there's something I've missed. I think everything looks correct. We're not going to get water in it. We're not going to get any sort of seepage. So I think we're good. So all we have to do is replace the camera. All right, let's put the AI Pro camera on. I've pre-configured my cable ties. So that's gonna go on here, like that. We'll cable tie that on. And then the camera's gonna go obviously on this side here, like that, there. With this nice mount here, like that. And then we're gonna put the camera on top, etc. And we'll do that. Before we get into Unifi Protect, let's have a look at the specs and what this camera actually does. So this is not a new camera. This has been out for quite a while, over a year, I think even. But I've only just got to it now, so it's new to me. So let's go through what we actually get. It says sold out, but I believe it's still available for sale, pretty sure. It's a 2K camera, so 4 megapixels. It has what they call advanced AI, so that's your vehicle recognition, your facial recognition, those sort of things. 25 meters of IR range, that's really one of the 2 key things I want. I want that and the AI stuff because I need more distance to down there. I'll show you in just a second what the difference is. We can record audio, there is no speaker on it, and it's powered by PoE. And of course, it's weatherproof for outside. So let's just go and have a look at the actual specs here. So you can see here, it is relatively heavy, 628 grams. It feels quite solid. It's quite large, actually. It is made from aluminium alloy, the actual housing of the camera, and then some of the mount is polycarbonate. The wall mount, or the pole mount, as I showed you, is aluminium as well. Aluminium. Weatherproofing IP65, which is totally decent. So that's completely dust proof, and 5 is the value for water ingress or fluids. So it'll withstand rain and everything. It has a resistance or vandal rating of IK04. That is a way of showing how much force from a certain height it can withstand. It's like a measurement, like a standard for it. It has a 5 megapixel CMOS sensor, which is used in a lot of Unifi cameras as far as I'm aware. And it runs at 30 frames per second, and it is gigabit. This is a gigabit. A lot of the new cameras are full fast internet FE or 100 megabit, but this is gigabit. And then it runs by a quad-core ARM Cortex A53 base chip, which most of the AI cameras from Unifi do. They all have that quad-core chip. Max power consumption 7.68 watts. That's pretty good, because if you didn't see my last camera video on the AI turret, that's up to 20 watts of power. Now, it is not using that, but you can see that review for yourself using the link up there. And it has an LED. It says red, green, blue, white ring. I have only seen blue and white on that. Not sure when it does red or green. Interesting. Anyway, if you know about that, let me know in the comments, because I haven't actually noticed that. But that's it. That's all there is for the specs. So next, let's actually have a look at Unifi Protect and see what it does. This is Unifi Protect, and right here at the top of all the cameras is the AI Bullet. So let's have a look at what it does. First of all, we have the overview here, which is the standard thing you get with any kind of Unifi camera. It shows you the status, the connection, the firmware, how long it's been running. This has been up for 11 hours. You can see it's evening now because I want to show you the night vision too. So let's just go to the recording settings, because that's a bit more interesting. We have the recording manager. I won't go through that in this video, but that's like a bulk management of all your cameras. What the interesting bit is we've got recording options. So we're going to always record. I have all my cameras on always record because I use it in Unifi NVR. That makes it easy. Recording mode is continuous, not for events only. We do want to create motion events though, and we can see here that we need 1 second of motion to trigger it, and we get 5 seconds before and after of the recording. Then we have the AI events, and there are 5 which I've all enabled: animal, face, license plate, person, and vehicle. And then we have audio detections as well, and there's a whole bunch. You get a few more with the AI cameras. You get, I think it's barking, glass breakage, siren, I'm not sure. You get more. I can't remember which one of them are for the AI cameras only. I've enabled all those as well. And we have, again, detection types for how long we detect before and after. Recording quality, I usually set them on auto. That's fine for me. I don't need the super high quality all the time. Like, I let it sort of modulate itself. You can put it on custom, and that will give you that sort of flexibility of how many frames per second, etc. that you want. Video compression, I put that on custom, which is, what does it say again? Limiting bitrate effect on resolution be the most apparent. Okay, so I let it do the compression. 10 megabits per second, best image quality. That's why I chose it. Recording resolution, it is a 2K camera, as I mentioned before. It is not 4K. I don't think it matters a lot. Overlay information, I am going to not have the logo. I just have time and camera name on here. And then we have recording retention, auto, that's just as long as I can keep it. You can change that.
And then we have all the privacy and detection zones here, which you can change. The standard stuff for any unified camera. Motion zones, smart detection zones, crossing lines, and privacy zones. They're pretty standard. If you don't know what those are, again, check out the AI turret camera where I go through that in some detail. So I'm going to apply those changes that I've just made. And then let's go to the settings here. I'll scroll up. The first thing I do is I always change the name. We're going to call this gate because that's where it is. Image tuning, I can open that, but because I'm on a large screen, it's going to look weird like that. So that's not helpful. But this is where you change brightness and HDR settings and contrast and all those sort of things. There's a microphone, of course, we can disable that. There's night vision, auto. I'm gonna have always the IR LED on because you can even see it here. It's open now that I click on image tuning. You can see it's quite well lit with the IR. Status light is just a blue light on the camera that you can turn off. Tags is a new thing that you can, or reasonably new, you can add tags for your camera. So in this case, I have some llama cams that I've tagged, and there's an easy way of sorting your cameras if you have a lot. You can share the live stream with a session at a time. And there are notifications here, which I may go and fiddle with later. 183 alarms applied to this device. So it's basically everything is being monitored and noted. I am going to turn on the real-time streaming protocol on high because I use that in Home Assistant to show the cameras there. And it needs that for that function. All right, apply those changes. So here's the difference between the two cameras. We have the G3 Bullet on the left and the AI Bullet on the right. And I don't know about you, but the left is very washed out and it's not as sharp as it could be. And the right is just super sharp. Like the lighting is a little bit different. I understand that. They're not exactly the same time of day, but it's certainly like even the gate, the detail in the gate is just so much more clear than the old one. So it's a no-brainer for me to upgrade. I'll just show you the night as well, the night vision difference that what I've gone from and to. So here are the night vision photos, and you can see on the left, that is the G3 Bullet. I can hardly see the gate, like I mentioned earlier. And the new AI Bullet, it's almost completely lit. Should I say the difference is night and day? It's kind of a good pun, I think, in this case. It really is. I'm very happy with this night vision. 25 meters seems to be adequate for that location here at 10:15 at night where it is properly dark. It is 4 a.m. on the left, which may be slightly darker, but still the difference is huge. All right, let's have a look at how the AI stuff works on the AI Bullet. So when it comes to AI detections, there's a couple of things that I hadn't seen before. Now, I don't think it has to do specifically with the AI Bullet. I think it's the software, the firmware that gets updated, and we actually get more and more features without anyone really noticing or telling us. And there's at least one that I've come across here. So I want to start with just the person. If I'm here, that's me. I've just got detection selected on the left here, on the right rather. And if we play this the detection here, that's me. I'm walking up and it says it's 95% confident that that is a person. So of course that is correct. And it gets, you can see the confidence level goes up and down. I've never seen it at 100%. So it's like, yeah, I could be wrong. Could be an alien. But anyway, so that's just a person. If it then goes to the next detection here, you can see that even as the car passes, sedan, black. Like it still gets it that quickly, which is pretty impressive, I think. And again, we're going to have a truck go past here. Didn't say the color because I couldn't figure out the color, I guess. Now, the thing that I hadn't seen before, let me just scroll up here, is this. So here's the boy coming down, and if you pause, it recognizes a bike. Now, it doesn't say bike anywhere. It just says vehicle and vehicle type. I didn't know it could recognize a bike. So that's kind of interesting. And of course, you can see there is a person as well. So it gets both person and bike, which I'm kind of impressed about, if I'm honest. I think that works pretty well. And there's a bike there, and you can see he comes down again. If I scroll up here, there he comes again. And again, it recognizes that there is a bike in the footage like that. It's a bike. So I hadn't seen that before. Let me know what other vehicle types have you seen AI cameras from Unifi detect? Now, one of the main features I want AI cameras for is number plate recognition or license plate recognition. And a bit of a caveat here, I know this camera is not in the right position to see number plates beyond the gate. Like when cars stop at the gate, I can't see the number plate because of the angle. I'm aware of that, yet I still want it because of other reasons. But yeah, just a bit of a caveat there. So let's have a look at number plate recognition in action. So if I go to this event here where I drive down the driveway, I'll just pause it here as well. You can see that it gets the number plate correctly, which is, you can see it's mid-matches. It gets that it's an SUV and it is white, which is pretty impressive. So, you know, that goes out and it follows it the whole way down. So, yep, there we go. Now, if I go to where I come back from, when, you know, I went into town, which is here. Just fast forward a bit. You can then see here, then as I come up the driveway, the number plate becomes visible because it wasn't before. Obviously, it was behind the gate. And as you can see, as I drive up, it again recognizes that correctly. So the number plate recognition in this angle on the driveway works really well. Now, let's try at night because I did do that as well. So let's see here. We're going to have, here is me going out the driveway. You can see here. And I will pause it again, and I'll pause it there. You can see that it's like the frame rate is not quite high enough or something, but it doesn't recognize the number plate at night on this particular camera. I haven't been able to do that there. You can sort of almost see it, but that's only because we know it. And it sort of doesn't work quite well. And it gets even worse when I come back. I just go out and turn around here. You'll see it here. So as I drive up here, because of the headlights, it gets even more difficult to see the number plate. So apparently the new AI license plate reader will be able to do this. I can't wait to try and get one if I get my hands on that camera to see what that does. But yeah, at night, this doesn't seem to recognize the number plates. It will recognize people though. It will recognize animals, etc. I haven't got any here to show you, but I'm pretty confident that it will. So that's the AI Bullet from Unifi. It's not a new camera, but it's new to me. I really like it. The image quality over the G3 Bullet is just so much better, obviously, and especially the infrared range. You can really tell how things have improved over, you know, the past 3 years or so. So what do you think? What are some of the features that I might not have mentioned that you'd like to know? Put it down in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions, any feedback. If you like this content, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And there's other ways you can support as well. If you want to check out the merch that I've designed myself, which you can probably tell. There's also super thanks, and there's put a thumbs up. There's many ways that you can support the channel if you enjoy the content. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which is going to be amazing.